We're live. Woo!
You
I did
good?
2 days ago. I did 100 snatches. No, maybe no. 2 days about a week ago. I did 100 snatches with a 50-pound dumbbell, and then I actually did 90. No, 6 times. Yeah, I did 90, and then
Mhm.
2 days ago I did 100, and with the dumbbell. I did the 90 with the 50-pound dumbbell, and I did the 2 days ago I did 100 with the 35-pound dumbbell. No, yesterday before the workout in the morning. Yeah, before they announced the workout, I did 90 snatches with a 35-pound dumbbell after our morning show. And I'd like to do, like, if I have time, I like to work out a little bit before a show so that I have clarity of mind and that I look buff, And a
Yeah.
snatch is a good move because I get my arms pumped up a little bit and my shoulders.
Yeah.
And
Get a little pump going.
but 2 days ago I did 300 lunges with a 30-pound vest.
Wow.
Yeah, my ass,
Wow.
and I did that just unbroken. I don't know what my time was. It was over 10 minutes, but my ass is broken.
I was gonna say, how'd your butt feel?
My ass looks like Sleeky's ass. It is a bulbous it's a bulbous hairy phenomenon. My goodness.
Oh, you know what I realized? We might need that Matupian QR code swap sides, huh?
Oh, is that a bad side?
Oh, when we bring up comments, it just blocks it. I don't know if that's a big deal. You just
Oh.
can't leave them up there for too long.
I'm gonna see if it yeah, because we got to sell the toothpaste. Let me
Yeah.
see if I'm gonna see if it works.
Good idea.
I'm stoked. People are texting me telling me they love it. I knew they would. My teeth are getting. I'm so happy I found tooth powder. Fuck.
Yeah. I gotta give myself some.
Oh, I just got a nice text from Jason Kalipa. Got to get you to one of our men's club workouts sometime Saturdays at 6:30 if you ever want to come.
That's
I
cool.
do. Yeah, I do. But dude,
I get it. You would have to wake up super early and
well,
drive
I'm
out there and-
guaranteed to get injured, dude. I
No,
hate
you
to
don't.
argue. I hate to argue my own limitation, dude. I get in.
Bro.
The mornings I'm so stiff in the morning, dude.
Just bring the camera and not
Oh,
and
and not
use
work
that.
out.
Yeah.
Hey, I've even tried this. I've even tried waking up early, riding the assault bike for 10 minutes forward, then 5 minutes backwards, really slow, and with a sweatshirt on and long johns, and been just so soaking wet, and my back still isn't the way it is. Like by noon, it's like money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I'm just not a morning. My body's just not a morning body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Take a little bit to get. You got to let the car run in the driveway for a few
I've
minutes.
even prayed to
please.
God. No shit. I've been like, dear God, can you help me with my back? Can you please like make it so in the mornings I'm good?
When did you start doing that?
I mean, I've tried everything. I'm no
Oh.
stone left unturned.
I was gonna ask.
I'm even willing to try CA peptides.
Mm. Mm.
Willing to do anything. I think I'm going to do the workout tomorrow.
Mm. Okay. Are you gonna submit a video? How's that happening?
I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, probably. I'm definitely gonna film it with my phone. When I injured my bicep, it was because I was lowering a I can't remember if it was a 70 or 80-pound dumbbell, but that's how I hurt my bicep, my left arm, and it still hurts when I do snatches. And when I did those 100 snatches I told you about, and those 90, when I lower it with my left hand, I always grab with my right hand here.
Yeah, protect
and
it.
lower. And I'm pretty sure. Does it say something in the rule that if you do it with one arm, your other arm can't touch that arm? Is there anything in the rules that says that?
Usually your other arm has to stay out to the side. I haven't read the official rule book yet for this particular workout, but yeah, usually you got to keep your hand off to the side.
Yeah, I might break that rule. I might. I don't know. I also thought about just doing it all with one arm.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not trying to go to core farm. No, my back's good because I keep good position and it's only 50 pounds. I won't get crazy. And I'm gonna love the burpees. Jumping over the barbell, I did a little run yesterday. That or the dumbbell is not it is not easy for me.
Yeah, that's gonna be the issue, right?
I'm vertically challenged. It didn't hurt or anything. but I'm vertically challenged. No, it does say other hand can't touch. Touch, no hand allowed, no handy allowed. Yeah, I might have to just break that rule. I might have to break that rule.
It's okay.
I do different things too when I snatch. Sometimes I use like the traditional way they teach you in the L1, right? Straight arms, straight up. And then when I'm cycling it, sometimes I do the kettlebell method. You know what I mean? A little swing out. Sometimes I turn in like this. Sometimes I pull straight up like this, like a hammer curl. Sometimes I just do the, traditional method.
Yep.
So, for the love of God, please put on a good pair of underwear so we don't have to look at your hog. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that too.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I text someone this morning and said, "Hey, I have this idea. I'm going to call you later today." And the person responded, "I'm traveling for a funeral, but I should be free sometime." Do you call that person?
Probably not. Not if they're traveling for a funeral. Hopefully they're not.
Especially if I was going to ask this person for money.
Yeah, maybe we hold off on that. As I said, they're not going to South Lake Tahoe, are they?
No, why did something happen up there?
Yeah, man. My is actually unfortunately a family friend, but 2 deaths due to fentanyl.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they were at a party, Super Bowl party, and they just thought it was actually just cocaine and had no intention of doing anything
Oh, is
besides
that the story that's been in the news with the guys they found outside frozen? They thought they froze to death?
No, these people, the 4 of them were actually found in a house, and all
Oh,
4 were unresponsive, but they hit them with Narcan, and
yeah,
maybe it
that's
is the same story, is it?
yeah, two of the guys they found outside.
Okay, so then those might have been the 2 that survived.
And the poor and no, I think no, the two guys died. I was following that story too. Two
Okay.
guys survived. No, sorry, one guy survived. One guy they found dead in the house, 2 in the backyard, I think. But that's a crazy story.
Yeah, well, it's a bunch of it's happening because it just found its way into, like, party drugs that nobody that would wanna do fentanyl were doing.
Yeah, that's a really sad story. And
Yeah.
the poor guy who survived too. Like I suspect he's a mess.
Yeah, and so the whole the 2 that survived in the situation that I'm talking about, like, there's a huge investigation because apparently that it's like it hit it pretty hard in Tahoe. Yeah, Emma said we're talking about 2 different stories. Yeah, we got
Oh,
that.
we are talking about 2 different stories? Because
Yeah,
the one I'm talking about was a Super Bowl story too. Crazy.
dude, it hit him right there. Whoever brought in a bunch of coke and sold it to all these young kids that were wanting to go party during the Super Bowl, it was laced with fentanyl, and a bunch of people died. Enough to where, like, the feds were out there doing investigations.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
China. I wish I could do a Trump impersonation. I should work on that.
China. Mine's terrible.
I don't get why they put so much fentanyl in the stuff. No repeat customers. Hi, Caleb.
Morning, Caleb.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
that's a
I've
great
ever
point.
I wonder if I've ever done fentanyl.
No, dude, when you did it, it would have been like meth or something. It would have been laced with. Fentanyl wasn't like an issue back then.
For a couple days, I was hitting the Sinex or Mucinex sprays, and I was getting that cocaine burn, that meth burn.
Really?
Yeah,
I'll get you.
yeah.
Caleb knows about that meth
Dude, I'm
drip.
telling you, I could hit that shit all day long.
Yeah, I know that shit's great, isn't it? That burn. Hey, I don't know if you guys do this, but do you know those long onions? They're like
green onions.
is that what they're called? Green onions. They're just long and skinny.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it's not uncommon growing up in an Armenian household. So when dinner's served, there'll often be like a glass bowl full of radishes, and those green onions will be standing in there. Yeah, those.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really common. So the other day I went to my mom's house. My mom cuts off those little roots at the end, the roots, and then she puts them in a cup and they sit on the table, right? And so there's stuff like that. There's like chopped carrots and celery and cauliflower and radishes and those. And I just hammer those. And it's so funny because I was eating those, and those make your nose burn. Those will clear out your nose too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's uncomfortable, but I still like it. But it's funny because I'm 51 years old, and my mom was telling my boys, hey, it's only spicy at the end where the green is. And my whole life, I eat them so fast, I chomp on them and mow it in and stuff the whole thing in, that I thought it was the white part. I just assumed it was the white part, the part that was in the ground, but it's not. It's the part that's sticking out where the green is. I heard her telling the boys that. I was like, oh shit, I just learned something new.
It's pretty racist of you to think it's the white part.
Very,
He's
very.
biased.
You do sound better today. I'm coughing it all out now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You
Yeah.
should do 24.1 and then you'll cough everything out.
Did you do it already, Caleb?
Yeah, I did it this morning with my wife.
How bad was it? Bad?
Yeah. How was it?
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Like, yeah, like I'm still kind of coughing, and my wife's like, she was bent over for like.
My wife was
minutes
bent over
coughing.
too.
It was rough, dude. Feel
We
like
had
that
our first.
chest
Hey,
full.
we had our first walk-in 2 nights ago. Where your balls deep and then there's a third person in the room.
Oh,
And it wasn't the dog this time.
No. It's so crazy because I'm in La La Land. I'm like in La La Land. I'm still at 51. I still can't believe someone has sex with me. And and so I'm fully focused. And then my wife goes, did you hear something? And I look over and someone's standing next to the bed.
how'd the
What
rest
are
of
you
that go?
doing, Mom?
How'd the rest of that go?
Braylon, I'm Trish. I mean Braylon, don't break character, buddy. Don't break character. Please don't break character.
Wait, you just snuck something in there, didn't you? I like that. I like that. Braylon.
Braylon is I don't know if you guys know this.
Welcome back, Braylon.
Braylon is related to Trish.
Right?
Distant cousins, yeah, but they're related. They
Yeah, they're homies.
yeah, Braylon is Trish's second cousin on the mom side of Trish.
Twice removed, or
The second cousin.
Yeah, second cousin on the mom side.
It's rumor have it that Braylon actually introduced Trish to CrossFit.
I don't think that's a rumor. I think that's fair. Yeah, so that's how Trish got into CrossFit. And so if I don't know if maybe Braylon will tell us the story, what happened to Trish, or I don't want to suggest this, Braylon, but there are the first two things I said are true. Braylon is related to Trish and did introduce Trish to CrossFit. And Braylon, I do not want to hurt your business, so I apologize for bringing this up, but we are a transparent show. There are rumors that you injured Trish.
That you cut her brake lines
in a workout. That you had her do some combo of running and deadlifts without a proper warm up. She hurt her back, or her husband hurt her back. The details are a little fuzzy, and that led to some neuropathy in the foot, and that caused some poor driving of the RV, and that's what happened. That it was some sort of related to a CrossFit injury, God forbid, and then downstream led to the car accident. So I know that's pretty dramatic to drop on you guys first thing in the morning, but
here we are.
Yeah, it's I will only say that it was tragic. Okay. And you know what? And I know you're a great trainer, and I don't want to affect your bottom line. It could have happened to anyone. Oh, I haven't sent you the notes yet. I'll send you the notes while we
say it was
while we play this. What you're about to see is not the exception. This is the norm, guys. This is the norm. And by the way, I'm not blaming social media for anything. No one should give away their power. Everyone should take responsibility and accountability. But here we go.
There's research that talks about the benefits of social media and minimizes the harms. You can follow the money to find that it was nearly always backed by a big tech firm. Let's take a look at this article, which was published 2 days ago. This article was prepared by Professor Przybylski. He works for the Oxford Internet Institute, which prides themselves on producing world-class research to understand our life online. So let's take a look at this recent research article that was put out by this institute. And let's go to the funding section. You will see that this research was funded by the Hugh Family Foundation. And if you look up this foundation, you can see that the first trustee listed is Dr. Jan Hugh, who is the managing partner of Capula Investment Management. Now let's look at the investment fund of Capula Investment Management. 7% of their portfolio, over $100 million in shares, are in Meta. So the research from Oxford Internet Institute is not, in fact, objective. The research is funded by a foundation that benefits from positive news about Meta. And this isn't the only article that the Oxford Internet Institute has published that paints Meta or Instagram or Facebook in a positive light. There are lots, like this one that says that the spread of Facebook use is not linked to psychological harm by Oxford. And this one, which says that the internet isn't harmful for your mental health by the Oxford team. And this one is my favorite, titled "A Meta-Owned Site Facebook Might Benefit Mental Health." They're obviously trying to flood our feed with positive research on Meta and Facebook so we don't think about or know about the harms. But the US government issued an official advisory about social media, warning us of the risks. Over 40 US states are suing Meta and other big tech companies for how harmful their platforms are for our kids. Over 200 school districts are doing the same. Teen depression and suicide are higher than they've ever been, and they're using social media more than ever. Meta is actively trying to manipulate us into thinking that Facebook and Instagram are good for our kids. I'm not fooled, and I hope you aren't either. Thank you to Hannah Ortel of Delay Smartphones for basically being a detective and helping to make this.
The same way that they're trying to normalize all these heart conditions now, the myocarditis, the shit with amyloid proteins, they're trying to make that like normal.
Yeah.
They also are trying to normalize that it's just part of a girl growing up to be deeply insecure and to have the issues we're seeing run rampant through kids direct it's been exacerbated dramatically by kids' direct interaction with millions and billions of people through the internet. There are some amazing graphs out there that show the launch date of Instagram around 2012, and as its popularity grew, with all of these issues with kids, suicide being the most dramatic one.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they're just correlates, right? But man, to not think that everything around us isn't affecting us, I think it is a miss. Is a miss. The real Kevin, as a society, wow, my voice is doing some shit.
Yeah, kind of went somewhere on us, huh?
As a society, we are just weak-minded. I wonder what that means, weak-minded. Look at elite athletes that quit because they are not mentally strong enough.
I honestly think it has to do if someone were to say like, hey, if you could make one decision that would help with that, like one thing that we could apply that would help with that, I would say making sure that there is some sort of rigorous exercise involved in all of our kids' lives, at least for 1 hour a day. I don't mean.
I mean, that would be enormous. That would be
bullshit.
enormous. Yeah,
It would be enormous. And guess
Enormous.
what? It's one of the cheapest things we could do. There's going to be no bad side effect for the kids. You're not putting them on some drug or experimental thing, and just have them do rigorous exercise for 1 hour a day. Like, how is that not just baked into everything we do with our society and our kids?
Also, why not just take some dramatic let me go back to Mal real quick. When I saw Mal do that interview with Lauren Khalil, and what she points at is not social media, and I buy 100% what she points at. I really liked what she pointed at, obviously because it resonated with me. She basically said that she was always thinking ahead. It's 7:00 and she's worried, shit, I got to be in bed in an hour and a half. She can't get settled. She can't go to the movies and enjoy herself because she's thinking about what the workout's going to be tomorrow. And so she was always in full journey and the future mode. She wasn't doing journey.
Yeah.
She was always stuck in destination. And I've been like that. I remember being like that as a kid. It sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked. Always worried about, right? Always worried about what's going to happen in the future. So I'm not hearing the social media thing from her. That being said, if you're having some sort of issues, mental health issues, and you haven't taken dramatic action, like gotten rid of your phone and switched to a flip phone, spent Saturdays and Sundays hiking 8 hours a day with, with a friend or by yourself, then you haven't taken, you haven't tried to cut sugar out of your diet. You haven't taken any actions yet. You're not doing anything. I don't think there's any. Yeah, you're just get some self-help books, get some books that show how start learning how the mind works. That's really important too, because we live in this world of duality, and people think that they're going to jump from bad to good, not realizing that maybe they're the same things. It's just more thoughts, more confusion.
Mm-hmm. I also think that we got a lot of this going on.
What's that? OCD.
Well, most people would think it's obsessive compulsive disorder, but I think it's obsessive comparison disorder.
Give me an example. What do you mean?
I thought I was the best artist around and in my school, and my drawings were the shit. I could show them, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!" Went to Academy of Art University, looked around, and started comparing my drawings to all those people. And I was at the bottom of the fucking totem pole, and all of a sudden, my self-esteem in my drawings was like huge to like.
You were big fish in small pond, and then
Yep.
you were big fish in enormous pond.
Yep. And then all of a sudden I was like, fuck, I suck. I can't do this. I can never live up to these expectations. So imagine like thinking you're doing well in life, or you're doing something, or you achieve something, and then you go and you look into social media and you're one of these people that are just eating processed Franken foods. You don't have any exercise. There's no rigorous activity. So you don't have any like built confidence in any of this, and your brain's mush because you're filling it with garbage. Then you open up your phone and you had a small win in your actual life. Then you open up your phone and compare that win to what's going on social media. And all of a sudden you're deflated and you feel worse because of that win than you would have just like celebrating that accomplishment without the comparison.
The YouTube station is like that, right? We've had a record day every day for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And yet and our monthly views are skyrocketing. And yet if you look at our entire station, all the views cumulatively, there's 1 million 12-year-olds that have had one video that has more views than our entire station in 3 years.
There's a makeup tutorial by a teenage boy that's happening right now that's got 51,000 live listeners. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right. A makeup tutorial by a boy. Yes. There's a video on the internet with more with 10 times the amount of views of our entire station. It's how to shave your anus. I know.
I'll be damned, right?
Oh, I need to do this show face down, ass up.
And Caleb needs to start putting on makeup, and I think we'd have a perfect channel.
I'm doing it right now with this massive pig I bought called the Shadican.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
Welcome to my channel. Do you see this lovely brown here?
This account is something else. This account is something else.
Let's get ready for school drop-off on this super disheveled morning. I clearly have not looked in the mirror this morning, or else I probably would have combed my hair before coming out of the kitchen.
By the way, this chick would handle an uncircumcised penis like a boss.
She looks uncircumcised.
Look at how she works it. For those of you who don't know how uncircumcised penis works, she's going to give you a tutorial right here. Look at this is exactly how it works. Look at.
Start filming this video. But I am nothing if I am not honest and raw about what real life motherhood looks like. And sometimes it looks like this. I quite literally roll out of bed and walk right to the kitchen to start making the kids breakfast every single morning.
I cannot believe her kids eat that in the morning. That's just those corn dogs are just wrapped in sugar.
Yeah, with a side of sugar.
With a side, bowl of sugar.
Do you think now, maybe let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Do you think that she's fully aware of what she's feeding her kids in terms of what's it actually doing to her body.
No way.
Yeah, right? Like, do you
You-
think it's just
like,
an
this is the cheapest
education thing?
This is the cheapest thing I could find at Walmart, and I can get 100 of them. I just throw them in my freezer, heat it up real quick, and feed it to my kids.
Call
Yeah,
her
so
high.
it's like an economic thing though.
Hello.
Hey,
Pressured.
what's
fire.
up, Braylon?
Yeah, pressure consumer.
There you go.
Hey, call her high.
Sorry.
Hi, hello.
Hey.
But that's what's wrong. I mean, like, I'm looking at what you just played, and that's honestly what the problem is with our, you know, our current circumstance with bad mental health. You're feeding children with terrible nutrition in the morning, not giving them the proper nutrition, is only going to lead to like bad decisions for kids. And I would assume also that lady does not work out.
I don't think she works out. I think that's fair.
And so it's like, it's to say that this is normal. I think that's where the problem starts, when people normalize those types of behaviors. It only creates bad habits. And
What's crazy
I
is,
have
you
a-
know, those kids are in front of a TV set right now waiting for their breakfast. And then they're
iPad,
going to
yep.
get that
Exactly.
and then they're going to get that breakfast while they sit and watch the TV. And for those of you who have kids, you know what happens. Your kids could be having a great day. You let them watch TV for 30 minutes and you'll notice a shift in their behavior. It's bizarre. And
for sure. No, I have a 2-year-old, and he mimics everything I do. So whenever I'm in the gym, I have a home gym here, equipped to do what I need to do for CrossFit training. He mimics what I do. So he started deadlifting at like months.
yeah,
And he's 2 years and 3 months now.
right.
And he's a gymnastic. He started gymnastics at 14 months. And so he's like the most active kid, but he does what he does because he sees me and mom exercise, and he mimics what we eat. He follows. He's a copy paste of the parent. So
Right.
healthy parent, healthy kid. Kid has abs. He's only I don't even have abs.
Come on, feed him. Stop starving your kid.
No, he eats like crazy too, which is wild. He still breastfeeds, and he's still foods. But yeah, man, I think this is. I think that's what step one is parents. So like, if the parent is making the right decisions, kids will, and they'll just follow suit. Which, going into like the mental health thing about the topic you were talking about earlier, you're removing social media from kids. I mean, I don't think social media is a problem, because by the time they're teens or over, by the time they're 21, it's going to be, to them it's going to be normal like us. Like, we can scroll through Instagram but not feel suicidal thoughts. I mean, I would assume that's the majority of people that, have their shit together. And, once you're over the teenage years, you start to look at life in a different way. But at least kids that are in social media, I just don't think they can pin all of these lawsuits on that social media is like bad for kids. I mean, again, it starts with the parents. Don't let the kids.
Oh yeah, if we did that, we'd have to get rid of every
social media.
I agree. Everything, you could throw everything into the bad bucket. It's the parents giving their kids phones. It's the parents giving their kids phones, giving them access to a really intense, brutal world, and then also giving them all the bad people access to your kids. So you're not only giving your kid access to the world, but you're giving the world access to your kids. Yeah, it's a mess.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It is a, and the thing is, here's also the problem too. The current group of adults we have don't realize the impact, because it doesn't necessarily impact us the same way. Like, someone saying something bad about me on the internet does not affect me for some reason. And
no, it's good.
but I think it's because I have other things going on in my life, and I'm older, right? So like, I don't care. I'm over I'm over the nose jokes. I'm over the short jokes. I have kids I have other priorities that are involved. I have the skills to, as an alchemist, to change negative comments into positive comments. I don't think kids. Yeah, I don't think kids They're not equipped like that. They're looking for validation in the world. Strictly. I mean,
Exactly.
24 hours a day, they're looking for validation in the world. Hey, and especially kids who who haven't done something to build their own identity. That's one of the coolest things about culture. That's the coolest thing about like single race or single ethnicity kids, is that culture, even though it's as contrived as anything else, it gives the kid an identity and a placeholder until they can find one of their own. So if you're raised in this Norwegian household in the United States, and you eat that food and you speak that language, and you have those, cultural, more than nuances, you have something at least you can hold on to. For me, that was all I had. I had my parents' love, and I had the fact I was Armenian. But now my kids, because they do jiu-jitsu, they do skateboarding, they do tennis, they're good at things, and they've built their own identity. And so when someone has their own identity that they've earned, it starts to make them bulletproof. And taking what Sarah Sigmund's daughter says, that's why values are so important. That's why I'm so fond of religion, because values are something else that you can earn. You can have a value and then stick to it, and you start rating yourself on that, and then it's harder to you don't feel bad when you don't do drugs with your friends, because you have values that you stuck to. And all that shit's fucking going out the door. Like I suspect that these kids from this lady right here, I suspect they don't have a very strong identity. And God knows, and God knows what this food's doing to their hormones. And you
Exactly.
never want to fuck with you never want to fuck with hormones.
Yeah, really good point.
Yeah, it does play a lot with your mental health there too, with not having the proper nutrition. So I mean, getting the wrong nutrition and then basically let them do whatever not really giving them proper guidance. That's where you start seeing, that trend of kids that, have are just wild in school, or they're just rude, or they just, have bad manners or anything like that. But yeah.
Professor Chaos, honestly, corn dog is probably better than cereal. I don't know. I don't agree. Think of all the seed oils. I mean, that's basically just a pan. That's just sugar. That's just sugar wrapped around processed meat. I don't know.
Maybe she's trying to get off. She started getting crusty socks all over her house.
Bowl Kellogg's.
All right. Anything else, caller?
No, I
Okay,
appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
Thanks for calling and telling us how great your kid is. Appreciate it.
Oh, you'll see him eventually at the Open.
Okay, bye. Jesus criminy. Okay, here we go. He interrupted the mom. How old do you think she is?
56 grams of carbohydrates in the typical corn dog.
How old do you think she is?
25.
While the breakfast is in the microwave, I usually start packing a lunchbox for school. Kids each get a probiotic multivitamin, and they think it's a gummy bear. And honestly, I'm not going to correct them. It gets them to eat it. Helps keep my daughter regular, which is the most important thing. Today, my son's getting an apple for snack, an orange for lunch, and I get paid the mom tax because that entire orange was not fitting into his box. Asked all the time why I'm opening all of his packages.
A granola bar and an apple, and she opens all of his packages.
It's just so his teacher doesn't have to help him out with his lunchbox. He can spend his full lunchtime eating. Plus, his teacher probably has enough on his plate already and does not need to be opening a fruit snack every single day. And I know you're probably wondering, Jessica, did you notice that you looked like a crazy hot mess before you left for school drop-off? I'm so glad you asked, because I did, and my husband told me I looked beautiful. I did comb my hair and put on a real outfit before leaving for school drop-off this morning. Let's get ready for school drop-off.
I don't think she looks beautiful. I don't think she looks beautiful.
Is cooking illegal in the U.S.?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny going.
Listen to this guy, what this guy says. I love all these comments with these amazing parents who don't have kids. It's not a corn dog. It's a sausage wrapped in a pancake, and they're freaking delicious.
Well, I mean, his
handle.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Look at his handle.
But what's the difference between a corn dog and a sausage wrapped in pancake? And how does it being delicious have anything to do with what we're talking about? It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And fine, then fine. It's a sausage wrapped in a pancake. What the fuck?
He completely missed it.
And of all you talking shit about not making breakfast, literally none of you are going to get up an hour prior to make your multiple children breakfast. Well, then don't have kids.
What the fuck?
I mean, dude, my kid will just swallow down a couple raw eggs. That takes 8 seconds. None of you, when they have to be in school at 7:40 a.m. My daughter won't even eat breakfast. Now, here's the crazy part. She takes a granola bar. She won't eat breakfast, so she takes a granola bar. Then she doesn't eat. That's another crazy thing when people say my kid won't eat that.
Right.
Then they don't eat. Everyone's so quick to judge on social media with zero experience. And look, 765 likes.
765 people that just want their bad behavior confirmed and feel good about it.
This guy, when I say your kids don't have a chance, honestly, they really don't.
Damn, that's fucked up, but like also not wrong.
That's amazing. I want to see what her kids look like.
Jesus Christ, you are a failed parent.
This is why we need bullying. Oh, look at that. Look at the pasta one, dude. That's fucking even just as worse.
Oh no. Yep. There it is.
I know you guys are going to be shocked, but this is her husband.
And that's his serving of mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Dude, that's insane.
That's
Just
gnarly.
half the tub. Wow. Fuck, that's wild. What is that?
This thing?
Yes.
Garlic bread soaked in cheese.
Garlic cheesy bread. Damn. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got it. We got something
nice.
healthy. Oh, but she put Fritos on it. Okay, never mind.
Where?
All the
Here?
way to the right.
Salad on
The
the right.
salad.
Oh, yeah.
Almost had it.
It's interesting. Look at this. This has 4 comments, so her shit's just completely blown up. Her shit went viral.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too? That guy in the comments saying like you don't have kids, you have to wake up an hour earlier. You really don't even have to wake up a fucking hour earlier. You could cook some sort of like ground beef or something that's already pre-done.
Yeah.
You could throw it in a microwave and like heat it up or on a pan on low heat and crack 2 eggs into it and scramble it up, and they have like a high protein breakfast. And it would take like fucking 2 seconds.
Yeah, and she has a microwave too. So fucking nuke those eggs if you have to.
If you had to, right? I mean, I hate the constant like, fucking. Oh, it's hard. Everything's just hard, so we have to do this and do the most like unhealthy thing possible.
Hey, in her, she has Team Jess secrets. I thought it said Team Jesus. Oh, and she has pronouns.
It's important.
Hey, Caleb, how come can we make this so when I'm done sharing a screen, it defaults back to this instead of to this?
If you hit Command T, it'll go to that.
Oh, instead of clicking on it.
Yeah. So hit Command T.
I opened up a new window when I hit Command T.
Or sorry. Shift T. Sorry, my bad.
Hey, you know what else is crazy about some of those?
Oh,
content?
I lost all the comments when I hit Shift T.
You probably just got to bring that window back, maybe.
Oh, maybe the shortcuts only work for me because I set them for myself.
Oh. We can't just make. There's not something where you can click in here. Like I could move that over. All right, fine. Fuck it. I'll figure it out sometime.
And anybody that thinks what we were watching that has anything to do with like her, like the kids, or like us, like having kids, or like anything like that with what we just watched, like that doesn't fucking matter. Like I don't need to have kids to look at the trash that you're feeding yourself or other people, whether they're kids or not, to just recognize that that's a fucking really bad idea.
He's justifying bad behavior. He's justifying bad behavior. That's all codependent, arguing people's limitations. That's all justification.
Yeah, it's funny because with having a lot of different parents and parenting styles at the gym that I get to watch, Like you have some parents who have 2 or 3 kids, their husband works all the time, and they're religiously at the gym like 3 times a week. They don't skip a beat. Like they make it all happen. And then you have other parents who could have multiple resources to help watch their kids, have one parent that works, one parent that stays home. They can't make it to the gym and their life's super busy.
Right.
Like, how does that fucking work out?
Right. Someone's doing it. Call her. Hi.
Someone's doing it. I'll be right back.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Perfect. Amazing. I every time I cough, I cough up like something that kind of tastes fun. You know that taste when your mucus has taste. I'm in that phase, and unfortunately I enjoy that.
Tasty boogers.
Your body's doing something.
Yeah.
So I
my
just
body
wanted
was
to
doing
echo
something
you
2 nights
guys.
ago when my kid walked in the room. My body was doing something. That was unfortunate. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Look, I just wanted to echo you. I got 2 kids, 1 and 3.
Mhm.
Got twins coming.
Oh,
And
congrats! You're gonna be
Holy
stoked,
shit, dude.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
stoked.
Fuck.
4 under 4. So
Hey, really? Are you tripping on your wife's body that it's growing 2 kids in it? How many months along is she?
17 weeks yesterday.
Yeah, you're gonna see some shit, dude. That like I couldn't even. My wife would walk around the house naked, and I would be looking at her, and I'm like, how are you even still standing? You're gonna see some shit that's wild. God, I really
Oh,
enjoyed.
you have twins? Sorry, I didn't know that about you, Sevan. You have twins?
Yeah, and I really enjoyed
Any
my wife's body.
tips?
It's great. It's so funny. And hey, dude, and the boobs get even twice as big as before because they got to make
No, they're
twice as
enormous.
much milk. Yeah, they get, dude, you're going to
Yeah,
be,
enormous.
and these might be your last 2. So really enjoy those. Take time and really.
No, yeah, it's
enjoy
bittersweet
them.
that
Yeah.
like
It's
you get 2, but they go through the same growth periods together. So stack them.
Yeah, really get your face in there and enjoy those things while you can. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, look, I wanted to echo you guys. I have kids. We've prioritized probably breakfast over pre-K. Like I think pre-K is such a joke. My wife doesn't work. She stays at home. But like even if you can't get up early, like it's more important for me to give them solid breakfast or skip a meal, to your point that like you can absolutely skip meals, which just makes the next meal easier. Like it's just more important to me than, a pre-K would be, where they're probably going to be fed crap and not really do anything anyway.
Oh yeah, they're going to be fed goldfish. It's a
Yeah,
go-to for every kid prison.
Like, and here we get like egg bites from Costco.
Yeah.
You just put them in an air fryer with some like tater tots or just like potato, and
But
it's not the best
isn't that
thing,
just
but it's better than cereal.
Isn't it just shitloads of seed oils though?
Man, you got to pick your battles. I mean, that's not what we do every day, but if you really needed a pinch, it's
Right.
much better to give them just like egg, bacon, and cheese and potato
Right.
than any type of cereal. This morning it's Lent, so they did just like whole grain oats, which is like whole milk, cinnamon, and raisins, which is what it is. And then you'll do like sausage patties, and like scrambled eggs
Yeah.
when I work from home. So it's not hard, like at all, to feed them something that's not cereal, that's not like overly processed, that's not high in sugar. Maybe you have seed oils, but like,
Here's
perfect.
I'll tell you what I do if I'm in a pinch, which is if my wife's not around, I'll cut a cantaloupe and a rotisserie chicken. I'll open a cantaloupe and I'll just put ground beef and onions on the stove and just give them a bowl of ground beef and cantaloupe, and that'll be dinner. I'll do that any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'll do a steak.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll do a steak and broccoli, and that's it. And it's like they're good to go. Then all the water that they want, they can go fucking wild on the water. No limitations on H2O from the Berkey. And if they got to do
100%.
and if they got to do popsicles on a hot day, it's water. They go to the backyard, they pick some oranges, they squeeze them, and you dilute it. You dilute the shit out of it, and you freeze it, and then they get popsicles, and they think that they've died and gone to heaven.
Yeah, dude, we do that with watermelon. Watermelon ice cream.
Watermelon.
It's just
even better.
processed
right?
watermelon that's like flattened in a glass tray in the freezer, and you just break it up once it freezes, and watermelon ice cream.
On our kitchen counter on our island, there's almost always a plate that's like divided into 3, and there's like chopped carrots, chopped cucumber, and maybe radishes in there, and they can walk by and eat that shit 24 hours a day.
I can't confirm
Yeah, I mean, you're
that.
exactly right. The easiest way to feed them clean the next day is just leftovers, right? So we
Yeah,
had like
yes.
ground beef tacos last night, and we
Yes.
just have a bunch of leftover ground beef, so that's what they'll eat for lunch. We'll just heat it up.
Yeah.
Taco bowl.
Yeah. My kids still, they don't know what syrup is. Like if they go to breakfast and they're lucky enough to get one pancake that they split between the 3 of them, that's what they get. They don't even know. I'm not like, hey, put syrup on that. Maybe sometimes I'll ask for extra butter and let them like really lather it up.
Yep, exactly what I do.
At the end
Or
of
I'll
the
put, like,
day,
almond
it's just gonna make them. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, the sugar and all that bad shit's gonna turn your kids into assholes too.
Well, I know you see their behavior change. I don't know why people invite that. You know, like my niece will get ice cream and turns into a terror, and I'm like, why did you just do that to yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some crazy
Anyway,
shit too. All right.
I think you guys are right.
Okay.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye.
I'm not feeding my kids tater tots. Show something you like for breakfast. What does perfect look like? Cantaloupe and rotisserie chicken. I don't know if it's perfect, but
I don't know. Yeah, perfect is a strong word.
I do. We do a basic. My kids eat the same breakfast every day. They eat eggs. They just eat shitloads of eggs and some veggies every day.
Yeah.
But that being said, too, my kids are hungry right after. So my kids wake up before they eat anything. They get right into school like right away, and then as they finish school, breakfast is ready, and then I go out there, and then they're ready to eat. And it's not uncommon for me to go straight to the supermarket with them before I go to the skate park, and I buy fruit and nuts and maybe a rotisserie chicken or something. And if I have to feed them shit, I give them the tiniest little bit. Meaning, if I have to give them a granola bar or something, I'll give them something that's like a Lara bar, and I'll split it into 3. And they eat it like so slow. They know. What were you gonna say, Souza?
I was just gonna say for the breakfast thing, what I recommend, especially for like the firefighters and stuff, that they have the opportunity to eat after they get up. It's something with a whole food that's high in protein with a lot of water to wash it down.
Yeah.
That's all my wife would make when she was on shift. If she ever had to make food, it was like, hey, we're making burgers and maybe some vegetables and some maybe like a sweet potato or something like that. But it was never like let's make fucking fried chicken, or like I'm gonna go get fucking 24 donuts and shit.
That's what my wife does. She makes bowls for the kids. It'll be ground beef, sweet potatoes, and cabbage, stuff like that. Just bowls. Loads
And
of
everybody at the department loved it. They're like, wow, this is great. We should have this more often.
Sean Rocket. Sean, what's up, dude? Good morning. For the behind the scenes and for all you've done for the community. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Sean.
I believe Sean is the head orthopedic doctor. I think he's an orthopedic surgeon, and he's the head doctor at the CrossFit Games and has been as long as I've ever been around. So, so for instance, when Emily Rolfe had her incident at the games, Sean ran out there right away, and thank God he acted quickly and got her what she needed, got her off to start getting better. Brooke Wells too. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yep.
He's a really good guy. I worked with him a few times.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Great. Amazing guy. And I'm not just saying that. He's the kind of guy, if I text him, he texts me back right away. If I call him, he picks up the phone. Always been a staple. Friends with everyone, close with the Glassmans. Everyone loves him. Sean. He behaves the way you would want a doctor to behave. Someone you can trust and talk to openly, and he's a great dude. Thank you. I really, that means a lot to me, Dr. Rocket.
Yeah, that's cool. He's a good dude.
Sevan, with your boys in lifestyle, do they have friends? They aren't the kids of parents' friends. That aren't the kids of. Yeah. I mean, they're friends. We are in a very strict routine. Or I don't know if strict is the right word, because I'm trying to be less strict with it. But we're in a routine that we stick to pretty good. And in that routine, there's loads of kids. So at tennis, there's kids. I'm not friends with. Well, I'm friends with one set of those parents. And at jiu-jitsu, they have all their friends there, and we'll go to those kids' birthday parties and all that shit, and they'll come to our house. But there's only one set of parents that I'm friends with, and by friends I mean those are the parents that like we'll go trick or treating maybe with those kids, or after jiu-jitsu we'll go get dinner together as a family. And then there's kids at the skate park, and I'm not friends with any of those parents, and those are my kids' friends. So yeah, there's that. But I know all the kids. My kids don't. My parents didn't know any of my, like they knew like 5% of my friends. I know all my kids' friends, and I'm really nice to those kids too. So when I go to the skate park, if I see someone got a new skateboard, I'm like, hey, what's up, Diego? Nice skateboard, or cool helmet, or great trick, or it's very familial. Caller, hi.
Hey guys, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
Great.
I wanted to. This is RB from the chat.
Hey, RB, what's up, dude?
I'm a local to Sousa's area. I was actually at the 580 the other day watching the workout that should have been at his place.
Right on, man. Should have come by and said hi.
Had a quick. Were you at your place? I thought I might run into you over there.
What gym do you work out in affiliate, RB, in the area?
Home gym.
Okay.
I've actually shared some pictures with Caleb. I got like sauna, ice bath. I got a pretty cool little setup. I
nice.
met him down at Rogue
Nice.
a couple months ago. Anyway, I'm calling about a coaching thing as far as a takeaway for some of the listeners that have kids that are involved in sports and coaching themselves. It was at Granada. I was coaching CYO track for 2nd to 8th graders, and you can imagine those kids have a lot of energy. And they came out after school, tons of energy. They wouldn't mellow out for all the little warm-ups. So I started making them take an extra lap, like a 400 lap, just to kind of run out some of that energy right after school. And one of the high-level coaches, and I was just an amateur coach, I've ran as a master's, and I thought I was a decent coach until this coach kind of put me in check. And a high school check goes, hey, coach, called me over, did it privately without embarrassing me in front of, the other parents and kids. He goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm trying to run their energy out. I'm kind of, I see that they're not paying attention or not listening to drills. And it's just a bunch of 2nd grade through 8th grade boys and girls, being spazzes. He goes, but do you realize you're taking away the one thing they're here to do? They're here to run, and you want them to love to run. So why are you punishing them by what they're actually physically here to do to get better at? And it really made me look at things differently, because up to that point, you're making your kids run or whatever. So he's all, make them do leg lifts, make them do air squats, wall sit, something like that you're not actually punishing them. It'd be like telling your kids to skateboard more as a punishment opposed to taking a time out. Does that make sense?
Dude, I'm so with you, and there's a great nuance there. And here, let me push back on that a little bit. I think I've done that to a fault. And here's what I mean by that. My kids are not great. They're not great endurance athletes. And I feel like that's something that needs to be built up early if you want to have like really good endurance and foundation. And I hear you on the 400. I hated running as a kid. I hated it. And so if the teacher said run, I was so fucking bummed, and it made me hate it more. So I get the thing of be like, hey, let's do, you make it fun. Let's do relays, 2 teams of 5, and it's 50 yards there and back. And then you tag the guy and he comes, and that way you can kind of hide, but you can still try your hardest and you can run, and it's still fun. But then on the other hand, sometimes I'm like, man, my kids have never run 5 miles. And it's because I'm always playing. It's because I'm always playing little games with them. But that being said, now let me say this too. That being said, that's why I take them to other coaches, because I hope I other coaches can get away with that. It's interesting. It's a fine nuance, man. It's interesting.
You're probably the same way, but like I could be. They're both grown now. My daughter actually ran in college later on. But what's funny is. I could say the exact same thing a coach says, but just because it came from a coach, it was like they just like cured cancer. And I'm like, I just told you the exact same thing, but I just think it coming from a third party, it's different. If I could do a shameless book plug that's not from me and I have no affiliation with it, please. For anyone raising kids, is Wild at Heart.
Okay.
And it talks about basically kids being kids and letting them, you know, when they fall down, don't just jump up and go, "Are you okay?" Kind of let them shake it off. You know, we all know when they're really hurt or not.
Yeah.
Because, you know, your kid falls when he drops into a bowl. If he looks back at you and you're like jumping down to like save him, and he's really not hurt, he's going to constantly look for you to save him, you know?
Hey, I'll give you a real world example of that. The other day in jiu-jitsu, my son Joseph and Ari, they go really hard, and the whole class watches when they spar, and they're sparring. And my son Joseph got my son Ari, who has won all the golds at like his last 4 tournaments. He got my son Ari. He's like kind of unbeatable, and he got him in a rear naked choke, sunk the hooks in behind him and choking him out. And my son and I thought, oh my God, Joseph's going to beat Ari right now. And my son Ari was able to turn into the choke and get out. Right when he did that, my son Joseph goes, "Oh my God, you broke my arm. You fractured my arm." And there's 4 parents to the left of me, and they all gasp. And I was on the phone with my wife at the time, and she could hear my son Joseph crying and screaming. And she said, "Oh my God, what just happened?" And in my gut inside was that he broke his arm, right? I had that fear. But then what came out of my mouth was awesome. I said, Joseph just had his feelings hurt. and that's exactly what it was. 30 seconds later, he stopped crying and they were going at it again. But I hear you, dude, because I wanted to jump up. But you parents have to be smart with how you make that assessment when you interfere. And so he got to overcome that and figure out that all on his own. No one stepped up. The instructor didn't come over. Yeah, it's tricky.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's tricky.
And last thing, I didn't know you guys got other things, but they make you go to a coach's thing because it's CYO. It's affiliated with the church, so you have to get like screened for one, and then on top of it, you watch videos of other like inspirational coaches on things.
Yeah,
and I remember one of the videos in particular that really resonated with me was the 2 things that are going to ruin sports with kids are coaches and parents. The kids will work it out. So like if you have a pickup game or you have 8 kids skateboarding together, they're going to work against the bully or they're going to figure that out. And you know, when you're picking teams, but once you start getting parents complaining about playing time, or you get coaches trying to play either their kid or they think that they have the next Usain Bolt on the team, they're going to ruin those kids. So sometimes the best thing is just to let them work it out. Obviously from afar and to make sure that, you know, still be engaged and there for your kids. But when I thought that, I'm like, that's so true in so many ways. A pickup game at the park, you never have as much drama as you do as, you know, high level team, you know, competing, you know, throughout the region plant.
Right. It is a rude awakening. My the tennis academy coach is always reminding me, "Hey dude, your kids are not as good as you think they are." He's always telling me that. And I rarely hear him tell the kids that they're good. Matter of fact, I can't remember in 5 years. And it's because, you know,
it's pretty cool but it's good.
Yeah. I live in Santa Cruz, California. I live in a small town. I don't live in fucking Orange County or over the hill in San Jose. They're not competing against, you know, 3,000 Asian kids. They're with the surfer community.
And then to speak of, the CYO group, we had about 100 kids, 150 kids on like a big year. And, you know, what's funny is some of the kids that I remember the most, there was a group of, I want to say 3 or 4 homeschooled boys that were all from the same family. And so the only thing that they did was their parents had them socially involved in all these sports. So like they still got the social piece, but they were homeschooled, obviously at home, get education piece.
Yeah.
And unbelievable how advanced, just in general, super social, super good with all the other kids. Like a lot of the things that people would worry about having a homeschool child, they basically fought that by keeping them engaged in all the social sports. You know, whether it be like, you know, your kids, whether it be the jiu-jitsu or like you talk about the dance stuff or the skateboarding and group activities, as long as they kept that going, it seemed to really work for them. I didn't do it, but I mean, that's just an example I saw through 3 or 4 different groups of boys all in the same family.
Cool.
So
thank you.
Well, cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. Hope to run into you
Later,
soon.
RB.
Bye.
Later, dude.
Braylon, tender, a reminder to send Brandon Garage Father love. Yeah, I've been staying in touch with Brandon Waddell. He's dealing with some health issues. He got some shit on his skin. Absolutely marvelous guy. Love the guy to death. Thanks, Braylon, for reminding me that. I'll probably call him today. I need to call him. I guess my question is, are they sociable with other kids? What's trippy about my kids? When I went to school, kids they make fun of you for the shoes you wear, or the way your hair looks, or your shirt, or whatever. I remember for like 2 weeks I had to wear my mom's shoes to school because I just couldn't get a new pair of shoes, and the bottom of my soles had fallen off. When it's flapping like that, and eventually it fell off.
Yeah.
My kids still to this day dress in girls' pants from Amazon and a wife beater and a Argyle sweater. And while all the other kids have like the baggy skateboard pants on at the skate park, and they have the cool shoes, DC shoes, or whatever the skate shoes are, and all that shit, but yet when my kids show up to the park, every kid wants to hang out with them. And my kids are completely oblivious to those social rules, and they're super cool and nice to other kids. They don't what's the word, dick down. They don't dick down other kids, and other kids know that, so they want to be around them. They don't fuck with other kids.
I don't think that's the right. That's not.
No. What's dick down? Can you look that up? Dick down in the Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, it's like I saw this chick at the club and I dicked her down later that night.
Oh, okay. Well, they definitely so they don't dick down other kids. Maybe? Yeah, big dick. Thank you. They don't big dick other kids. They don't do that.
There we go.
They don't do that, and they're kind of and other kids wouldn't even dare do that to them. They're also really good at whatever they do. Getting up or pertaining to hard sex. Oh, yeah, they don't dick down anymore. Okay. They don't.
Not yet.
Yeah, they don't.
A little young for that.
They saw me dicking down their mom the other day. Yeah, they don't. It's so interesting. So I just don't project that. I just don't project that onto them, even though I think it's funny. But the feedback they get from everywhere they go is the world loves them. Everywhere we go, when you go out with these guys, it's like going out with like 3 puppies or 3 Great Danes. Mm-hmm. People want to come over and ask questions and talk about their sweaters, and I live in a small town, like I said, so they're like legends already. So, and they're slowly starting to become aware of that. So it's it's cool. They're like I told you guys this story. It's crazy. My wife took the kids out to dinner. The kids were sitting at a separate table. The waitress came over and said the kids' dinner's free. And my wife goes, "Why is that?" And she goes, "Those are the best behaved kids in the 10 years I've been a waitress."
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like, but they're not like, I mean, they're still kids, you know what I mean? They still like try to gather all their silverware together at the table and build a tower, and they still want the crayons, and they still want to blow bubbles through the straw into the cup. I mean, they're just kids still, but they're just not douchebags.
Yeah, but they're very likable.
Yeah, they're not screaming. They're not being inappropriate. They're not throwing shit on the floor.
Have they tried to build the biggest straw yet? Like connect a bunch of straws together and like
you can teach them that one. I'm really soon. I'm getting close to dear Bill and Katie. When Bill and Katie fly me out to Scotland first class this year, I'm gonna ask them if I can bring Avi when they have me do the behind the scenes there.
Dear Bill and Katie.
12 daily doses. I know 2 games athletes who are fat kids. Your kids are fine, Sevi. They're too young now. They're fine. Yeah. And those are remarkable. Here's the thing too, man. Being a fat kid's hardship too. And hardship will, when people overcome hardship, you'll see remarkable shit, man. You will see remarkable shit when people overcome hardship. That's why the whole privilege thing is ridiculous. You'll also see massive amounts of failure from people who had privilege. Massive. Look at our own Hunter Biden. Don Jr. is the exception.
Well, there's certain things that happen within those families that, like, if life's too easy, you become depressed. We're meant to like live through struggle. And I hate the whole like everybody's gonna find their thing that they like got victimized for, in school. It's like, oh, try being the fat one, or try being the one with this, or it's like that the race to the bottom never ends. And I just think, especially now with one of the bigger struggles I think our kids have is they don't know what a fucking hero looks like. They don't know what personal responsibility looks like. You know, one of the movies that probably shouldn't have watched as many times that I did is I remember when I was probably like an early teenager when Saving Private Ryan came out. I watched that movie so fucking much I could like tell you each scene and each line and stuff
God,
like
that was a great movie. I only saw it
good.
once, but I love that movie.
And kids, like, if you were to have one kid that like climbed up to the highest branch in the tree to save the other kid's kitten out of the tree, this is just a random example, right? Like back in the day, I would have been like, wow, Sevan, like you did all that for her. Like, dang, you're a hero, blah, blah, blah. Now it would have been like, oh, we called his parents. That was too big of a risk. Like maybe other kids are going to climb the tree.
Right.
Like we can't have him doing any of that. Oh, but did you see that Johnny is now identifying as a female? Everybody stand up and applaud. Look at how brave this person is. Oh, they're addressing the fact that they feel insecure and they're upset with things that are going in life. But instead of acting on it and bettering themselves, they talked about it. Guys, this is really brave that they're talking about it. And it's like, well, no, we also need to act on it. We also need to celebrate those people that are just living through struggle and triumphing on the other end, not just the victims of life.
I saw this movie, Beekeeper, a couple days ago. I cannot recommend you not see that movie enough. What a complete horrible fucking movie. It's God. And then I saw this other movie yesterday. God, what movie was that? Every movie I see now is woke. Every movie I see now is woke. It's fucking crazy. Every movie I see has a double standard in it. Oh my God, this movie was so fucking bad. It wasn't just bad because it was woke. I could get past all the woke shit. Like there's a scene in there where that lady right there kills herself, right? And he walks in the room and sees she's dead. And this cop walks in, right? A black lady. It's her daughter. She's an FBI agent. And so they arrest him. And when they let him go, she says, "You're telling me that you're letting this big white guy go when he was in a room with a dead woman?" Now just reverse that for a second. You would because that's the cliche. I'm scared of the big black guy.
Right.
And so they flipped the script on, but you would never see that in a movie as a justification to arrest someone. But it was used in that. It's just fucking nuts. But anyway, the movie's horrible just because it makes all of these leaps. The storytelling's so bad that it's just making these leaps.
The Jason Statham movie, though. So
yeah, I did like, but it was still. He didn't save it, dude.
No, I know. His movies are like that. Like he started being in like Fast and Furious movies, and they're all trash.
Yeah, as soon as he did one with what's the one with Stallone with all the old guys?
Expendables.
As soon as I saw he was in that, I knew he was over.
Yep, he's old now.
There are people that can save a movie, like Will Smith. Like, I feel like anything he's in, it could be a complete shit movie. I still enjoy it. Johnny Depp, I think I dislike more than half his movies, but because he's in it. Denzel, I feel like if Denzel's in it, I'm gonna enjoy it. Daniel Craig, yeah. Although I don't know if he even makes any bad movies.
That's true.
There's I mean, you could say the same thing about Jamie Foxx, but same thing, right? He doesn't make bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Statham really shit the bed. Denzel's a boss. Yeah, Denzel's so good. Hey, I was getting Denzel vibes from James Townsend the other day.
Really?
Yeah, when he smiles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got the big grin.
Yeah. I can't believe James Townsend's not in movies or commercials or something.
Yeah, he's a specimen, huh?
Yeah, his face is perfect. His teeth are perfect. His body's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
His voice is perfect. It's kind of weird. Jeremy E. World, black actors are superior. When you think about it, I mean,
you're not wrong.
You don't really see too many. I'm trying to think. You don't really see any bad black actors or actresses, even if the movie's shit. I mean, in The Beekeeper, Cosby's wife, what's her name? Rashid, whatever her name is, she was great in it.
Rashida Jones or something like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought about that. Black. There's shitloads of horrible white actors and actresses. I'll think of one bad black actor or actress. Give me a second. Oh yeah, Morgan Freeman's the shit. Oh, Sidney Poitier. Wow. Yeah, Morgan's on another level. And what's crazy is I think Morgan might be just straight batshit crazy in his real life, like legitimate fucking bona fide weirdo. Oh,
really?
yeah, you know who went completely insane, who was a good actor? Felice Rashad, yeah. What did I say? Alish. You know who speaking of black actors went crazy? Cuba Gooding Jr. went back crazy. He went off the deep end. He was amazing. He's just nuts. I wish I could give you an example.
Yeah.
Well, here's a great picture of him. This is
Of Cuba.
Yeah, this is a pretty good explanation, I guess.
He just lost his shit whenever I would see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just
Okay.
He's crazy. That OJ movie he was in was amazing.
Yeah, that was really good.
Fuck, that was amazing.
Jesse Smollett.
Yeah, Smollett was.
Great
I didn't
actor.
see any of his work, but he was probably great too.
Well, it wasn't
Great
that
actor in
great.
his real life too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He didn't have everybody fooled.
How come no one's talking about Adler smacking Gazan's butt after 24.1? I was thinking about talking about it, but I didn't. I couldn't give it a butt smack. But how about this? She did this to him afterwards.
Let me see if I can go find that.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think they just have a relationship because they both work with Chris Henshaw? So they probably have trained together outside of the public eye.
You mean as opposed to them fucking on the side?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I mean,
Yes.
shit, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe Lambert. Look at that.
Oh.
I think, I mean, in all fairness, just to before I continue down the joke that they're boning, basically, he beat her. So he's smiling like, I got you, bitch. I got the golden barbell. Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Irrefutable evidence, guys.
Chunky Adler fucking doing the
two rival gangs right
Who
there.
does heart hands like that?
Maybe that's part of the joke. She does it that way, and he says, "No, you have to do it this way." Now they're
Adler's
gangs.
crazy underrated too in his looks. If you shaved him up a little bit, if you lubed his hair up and did some shit to him, he could be like a business suit model.
I can see that.
Yeah, he's crazy underrated. Work with his facial hair a little bit. He could be a sex symbol. Yeah, Patrick Clark. Then they jacuzzi. There's only one cold plunge here. There's room for two. Hey, at the games they had those barrels, and I don't think I ever saw. And they were really just made for one. I never saw two people get into the same one, but that would have been awesome. They were tight.
They're not that big.
No. You'd have to stay if you're in there with a guy. You'd have to stay pole to pole.
Yeah, you'd have a little like leg crossover for sure.
Yeah.
There'd be a little lacing happening down there.
Just hugging each other.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I should go back to back.
Yeah, this is gonna completely blow you guys away. Here's a fucking something I never saw coming. A 1991 study of boys with gender identity disorders showed.
Is that a caller?
The phone. A 1991 study of boys with gender identity disorders showed that most of the mothers had borderline personality disorders.
You don't say.
Nothing like your mom fucking you up. As much as the mom needs to protect the kids from dad needs to protect the kids from mom. Okay. Everyone sit back, relax, take a deep breath. Those of you with kids, maybe get a box of tissues out. Here we go.
If you could have dinner with anyone, living or dead, who would you choose?
Kylie Minogue.
Oh.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh God, I wouldn't have a clue.
I know, straight up. Paul Hogan.
Kim Kardashian.
No. I'd like to have dinner with Justin Bieber.
What? I'd have Bob Hawke.
Dave Hughes.
Barry Humphries.
Jimi Hendrix.
People who have made a difference in the world, maybe Nelson Mandela at the dinner table.
I don't know what he's going to say. I'm scared.
If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, who would you choose?
Probably our whole family, like our whole extended family. Mum and Dad. Mum and Dad. Does it have to be a celebrity? Could it be family?
We love it. We talk about how school is. We asked Mum and Dad how their day was.
Family.
Yeah, Mum and Dad.
Family. Who would you like to have a dinner with?
They just want to be with us while they're eating food, which is pretty cool.
They see us above everything. I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Bit of a message in it for me.
Yes.
This goes back to what I forget which caller said it was, but they're just copying you, man. They're just, you are their absolutely superheroes. Parents are their kids' absolute superheroes. Get with the programming. Being a parent is awesome. Yeah, it is. Mason Mitchell calling BS. I'm telling you, dude.
I wonder if I had the same thought that Mason did. It's like, I wonder what the other kids said. Cut
Sure.
out of the video.
Sure, maybe there were kids who didn't say that, but I don't know if you guys have ever had a dog, but like he's in the garage all day or he's at home and you come home and they lose their shit and they jump all over you. I mean, that's the way it is. Like, I'm gonna go every day when I go in from the podcast. I have to take my glasses off right away because I just get worked. Dudes just jumping on me, pulling me down, talking to me, squeezing me. They just want to, they're obsessed. And it's fucking cool. And they're like that because that's the energy I put into them. I put that energy into them and they get the second we're apart and they get back, they put that energy right back into me. Sevi, if you want to meet DEI quota for the month, play some more of these Will-inspired videos I sent you. Excuse me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you seen the Jesse Itzler thing about the parents when parents get older?
No.
So basically what he does is, like, especially depending on the proximity in which you live with your parents, he was saying, like, once you pass a certain age, you might only see them maybe on a holiday or something. So let's say you get 2 visits per year, and maybe they're in their later 70s or something, and we hope that they're going to live another 10 years. He was like, that's only 20 more visits you have with your parents.
Well, I along those same lines, I saw a stat once that 90% of your time with your kids will be spent between their birth and their 13.
Mm-hmm.
My dad went to one of his ice camps last weekend. He loved it. The Jesse Itzler thing.
Oh, he did the Jesse Itzler thing.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, he fucking loved it. He went up there and did they do cold plunge and sauna, and then they play games and hang out and meditate, and yeah, he met a lot of cool people. Seemed like a really good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is that expensive?
I think it was $2,000.
But he loved it.
Yeah, he loved it. He said he had a great time. It was I think he got there on a Friday and left on a Sunday afternoon.
It's like a Tony Robbins thing. It's basically to help you get clarity on what your mission is in life.
Yeah, I think he also does that thing where it's the big ass calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like a massive calendar. It's got all 365 days on it, and then you just mark out everything that you're going to do that year or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so my dad bought one of those too, and so next to his bed, he's got his big ass calendar hanging, and he just wrote in everything that he's doing over the year. And he's like, well, I got to fill up all these weekends and days that I'm not doing anything or not working. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool. That's really cool.
He's found something that he wants to do, and
much cheaper. And something he can incorporate daily into his life is Matuthian.
True.
I'm telling you, you guys will love it. I went to bed last night. I matoothed myself. And I was just, and my wife's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "I'm just so giddy. I just love, to be honest with you, it's just tooth powder.
Dude, I'm about to make
is better than tooth. It's just so much better. I feel like I mean, I'm prone to just really like the small things in life, but boy, I'm so happy.
I'm gonna make the most badass Matoothian commercial one.
Good.
I'll probably have 3 iterations.
Good. Thank you.
It's gonna be so dope. Wait till you see it.
I'll give you 1% of 1% of my sales.
No, I don't even want it. I just want the glory. I just want everybody to know that my commercials did it. I don't need a dime.
Good.
And then when you're sitting on 50 million, I'll be like, yeah, baby.
I did that. With 1 Instagram reel.
And I bought 50,000 followers.
My son left home at 16 for hockey and returned 3 years at 29 and has a home a mile from us. It's awesome. My son left home at 16 for hockey and returned. 3 years later. At 29, he has a home a mile from us. It's awesome. Yeah, you know that is awesome, Ken. That is so awesome. I hope I stay close to my kids. My mom used to live 7 miles away, and I would see her once a week. Now she lives 2 or 3 miles away and in the opposite direction of traffic. And I'd say on average, I see her 5 days a week. I try to talk to her every day. I try to call her every day. I mean, not because I have to, but because I just, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Mm-hmm. Anytime I leave the house, I try to just call her and see if she wants to come. Yeah, it's awesome. And you know what? And my kids are seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are seeing that. And maybe they'll incorporate that into how they treat me when I'm older.
They 100% will, because that's the same. Like my grandpa used to come to our stuff and invest a ton of his time. My grandmother on my dad's side died when I was 2. She took care of me until she had passed away. And then my grandpa came so much to all my brother's baseball practices, and he was always out every weekend. Came from San Leandro, that the team one year gave him his own trophy. Because he was the only person that actually attended everything that happened.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it carries over. Now my parents live, really close to me, and I'll stop by there on, at least once a week. But the cool thing is, and including my dad now for the first time in 10 years, they're both in the gym pretty much 3 times a week too.
Yeah, that's cool. Congratulations. Yesterday, Sousa called me. He was giddy because Adrian Bosman and Heather came by.
Mm-hmm.
They're Dave's right hand man and right hand woman for the CrossFit games. He's like, yeah, they came by. I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, and my dad worked out next to Adrian. I loved it that you said that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He was super. Actually, he texted me this morning and he was like, I was struggling with my knee push-ups next to CrossFit Games athletes yesterday.
That's awesome.
Said,
Boz is crazy legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boz's CrossFitting is crazy. The AI thing is completely out of control.
Mm.
We have this is such a bizarre phenomenon that we're seeing that's being accepted. So basically, AI is completely against white people and against anyone with conservative values. And it is I can't even believe that we're here at this spot.
Google's AI right now might have a big impact on that thing that's happening this November. It all started when people noticed that it was basically incapable of producing images of white people, unless you wanted an image of people eating fried chicken. But then it got way darker real fast. And it happened when Texas Lindsay on X started asking political questions. She realized that when you ask the AI to generate a poem in the style of someone else, it sees that as an act of creating content that might be harmful or misleading if done in the style of the wrong person. Basically giving us all a backdoor into who this AI is programmed to think are legitimate actors on the internet and who it's programmed to think are dangerous, harmful misinformation operatives. And so as I show you all of this right now, just think about what this coding mindset means when it's applied to all of Google's products and search engines. I'm sorry, but I can't write a poem in the style of Tucker Carlson. My purpose is to help people, and that includes protecting them from harm. Tucker Carlson's rhetoric has been linked to real-world violence, and I don't want to contribute to that. Okay, but Rachel Maddow?
I don't want to. It speaks as if it's a person.
Weird.
That was obviously all good.
How is Rachel Maddow good?
Can't write a poem in the style of Melania Trump because you're not allowed to impersonate real people. But apparently Jill Biden's not real people because they can do that just fine. RFK Jr. is one of 3 presidential candidates that are on its blacklist. Apparently because he's hateful, racist, and sexist or otherwise discriminatory. But warmongering sociopath Nikki Haley, no problem. It even got her founding principles right in the second line. No retreat, no surrender. Sums up her current presidential campaign pretty well. Obviously can't hear from Robert Malone, but you're all good with Fauci. But the real problem was once she started to aggregate all these results and started to ask it about political candidates, about congressmen, senators, with very few exceptions, it became obvious that Google's AI is programmed to accept Democratic views and to reject Republican views. And just to clarify why I'm saying overt political bias, because she did it to all the US senators. And every single pair that she did, the Democrats were checked and the Republicans were X'd over and over and over again. I don't care if you're on the left or the right. I fall on both sides depending on the issues. But when the AI behind the biggest search and tech platform on the planet is overtly programmed to have a partisan bias towards one party and against another, that's a problem. And just so all you on the left don't get too excited about this, let me show you what it said about Israel. I asked it if it could tell me how many children have died in Gaza since October 7th. Sorry, you got to try Google search. But if you ask it how many Israelis died on October 7th, it's got all the answers you need. But I figured I should unbiased and use the exact same prompt both ways. So how many Palestinians have died since October 7th? No answer. How many Israelis have died since October 7th? All the answers you could need. That'd be about 30,000 Palestinians, mostly women and children, to 1,100 Israelis. So I figured I'd close with, how many of the founders of Google were Jewish? Yeah, the answer would be both. Both of the founders of Google are Jewish, and they both support Israel in a big way. And remember, it can't produce a poem in the style of RFK Jr. because that would be hateful, racist, sexist, and otherwise discriminatory. But it has no problem generating a poem in the style of Benjamin Netanyahu. I know the other day I said that the pictures of white people stuff was just a distraction. We had to stay on point. I was mistaken. This is a big deal. Like from where I'm sitting, I think this basically qualifies as nenection interference. Is that close enough for you to know what I'm talking about? We're not allowed to say those words on TikTok, which is pretty ironic, seeing as the censorship of the discussion of...
You can't say election interference on TikTok?
Guess not. Probably can't say it on here either.
Looks like we just got demonetized.
Yeah. That request Caleb authority coming in.
Could be seen as exactly that thing itself. So anyways, you tell me in the comments, is Google undermining democracy or are they just doing business as usual? What's going on with Google's AI right now?
It's fucking both, man. It is crazy. Dan Guerrero, I asked it if Donald Trump started any wars, and it said it's learning how to answer that question.
That's funny.
Man, oh man. I'm podcasting. You guys know what happens at 5 p.m. tonight?
Live open announcement. Born Primitive.
Oh,
Live open announcement.
that's right.
Or workout, I guess I should say. It's not really an announcement.
I didn't think the show was today's show wasn't what do you think about the show we did right now? Do you think it was like right leaning or left leaning?
Is it right leaning or left leaning?
Yeah, like this is a pretty tame show, right?
Oh, it's a based show for sure.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's true.
I was trying to make today's show because I figured that there's probably some new listeners today because of just all the game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to stay away from not stay away from, but because I really didn't know what was going to come up on my notes, but I was thinking, okay, I'm going to take it a little easy today.
Slowly indoctrinate them.
Yeah. not just pull up, Trump shoes and be like, oh my God, I can't wait to get a pair of those. You know what I mean? Just be chill.
Start with the Matuthian. Gradually elevate.
How about Obamacare? Healthcare for all, but if you don't buy healthcare, you're fined. So, and I know people who were so poor they didn't have healthcare, and so that they were fined.
Mm-hmm.
But now all the illegals get free healthcare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, they hate this country.
Dude, it's super easy to understand anything like liberal democratic. Just all you have to do is just lead with blind empathy.
Oh, blind empathy?
Blind empathy.
Mhm.
Completely ignore second order and third order consequences.
Okay.
Only focus on the hand that's right in front of your face.
Right. No big picture.
No big picture. Yeah. Like I said, no downstream consequences. And how does that make you feel? Not the people you're doing it to, just you personally, though.
And a real world example of that is when the cure does more damage than when the cure does more damage than leaving the situation alone. So, for example, there's a homeless guy. You feel bad. You give him $100. 15 minutes later, he's dead from a fentanyl overdose.
Mm.
And but you feel better because you think you did the right thing, but you didn't think of what'd you call it, second and third order consequences.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm a little triggered by the fact you call it empathy. I don't think it's empathy. I think it's selfishness and arrogance. But okay. I wasn't joking. It does look like they're selling out fast.
Yeah,
the code is BP open. 20. Thank God CA Peptide's able to keep in endless peptides. BP, which peptide should I get, Sevi? You should get BPC157 to help tendon and ligament strength and healing. And I think it can help your gut health also. And then you should consider, but don't take my word on it. I'm not a doctor. And then you should look into CJC 1295. These shoes, I have the black ones, are absolutely amazing. If you like the Nano 2, if you like a wide toe box, if you want a shoe that you can work out in and do everything in, it's extremely low profile, amazing for run, all things CrossFit. This is the official shoe. And the reason why I've been looking so buff in the shows is their shirts are amazing too. Their shirts, I'm 5'5", about 170 right now, and their shirts fit perfect. Little, they don't have like dangly room in the arms. They're nice, like the Vindicate shirts, like the CEO shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Not for running. No, I think these are great for running. I mean, I haven't run a lot outdoors in them, but I've run on the Air Runner on them. I think they're amazing. They let me toe strike easy, and and because they're so flexy, I get I don't feel limited in them. I'm gonna measure myself. I'm 5'5", dude. Anyway, tonight's show at 5 p.m. Has limited seating. Get there early. We're only going to accept the first 500 viewers and then close off the live stream.
Members only. It's a members only show.
Oh, that would be awesome. Wow.
Yeah, media director level and above. So
wow,
you guys are good. I had thrown that by there, but you reject that so quick. It's a good pair, because if it were up to me, I'm like, tax them. We need to make the money. And Sevan's like, no, we're giving everything away for free.
Put that shit behind the paywall. You want to see America's fittest man fucking whoop ass on our very own Taylor Self. Hey man, it's gonna be crazy. I asked Bear to call in too, so hopefully Bear will come on for a second. He's the founder and CEO of Born Primitive.
That'd be cool. Are we gonna do something kind of cheesy with him and have him do a countdown? 3, 2, 1.
I think he'll come in afterwards. I'm so like, I'm feeling anxious and nervous about this.
Are you?
Yeah. And the thing is Will Branstedter's doing all the heavy lifting.
Oh, Will's a fucking stud. Yeah.
I don't know why. 100%. I don't know why I feel nervous and anxious about it. But Will's doing all the heavy lifting. Got to set up all the technical shit.
Mm-hmm. Did we post his that promo reel he made yet? The one of Dallin and Taylor.
Oh, I don't know. Is it on the Sevan podcast? Instagram? Did you see that one, Caleb?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was cool, right? Super creative.
So that show's going to start at 5 today. And then
No, it's not up yet.
it's not okay. So that show will start at 5 today. It's going to be big. We're not limiting it to the first 500.
It's inclusive. Everybody's welcome.
Born Primitive and CA Peptides were helped us get those guys out there, which is fantastic. So it's going to be awesome. 5 p.m. Eastern time. No, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, they fit the same. I wear a size 8 in both. And actually yesterday I actually put these up because I was tripping on the soles on these because they're less aggressive than the Nano, and they're just softer. Like they don't last as long as the Nano because they're soft. The Nano feels like it lasts forever. But I put them up face to face, and you feel more underneath your feet because they're softer. Like when I walk on gravel and shit, I know it, or when I step off a curb, or when I'm like doing something where I have to get up on my tippy toes, which is like everything. I feel I get more response from these. But I put them up right to the Nanos too, and they're identical. The really true great thing about these also is the tongue. The Nano tongue is just a failure, and this tongue has a curve in it. It's not the Nano tongue is just flat, and the Nano tongue is flat, and the edges of the shoe force it down. This thing actually has a curve in it, and once it's in there, it's in there.
Yeah, that's really cool. You mentioned that about the tongue thing in place, which I don't think we could stress that enough, because anybody who has to deal with that tongue that like rolls to the side, that's actually really a really good selling point there for the shoe.
Can you wear those unlaced?
Like
walk around in them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't, but I
totally.
Yeah, I totally can. And the shoelaces are nice too. They don't come untied. Nano kind of fucked that up too. Some of the Nanos, you got to switch the shoelaces out because whatever the material is, even if you double knot it, they come out. It's weird.
It's kind of how the Rad shoes are too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I have to double knot mine always.
Yeah, these are crazy nice. Anyway, and if someone thinks different, tell me. I'm not I'm not just like, hey, these are, I mean, obviously they're the sponsor, but I was wearing them before they were the sponsor.
Yeah, I would want to get a pair of them.
And I'm really particular.
I think they're sold out in my size. They're just kind of sad.
Yeah, they're selling fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're selling fast.
I even tried to get a size up and they were out.
Kevin Steiner, the open announcement was awesome last night. Felt like old school CrossFit again. Yeah, I liked it. The thing with the whole the only part that I did not enjoy was the workout they did before the workout. I didn't appreciate that. I felt like there was something a little disingenuous about it or something. Because I mean, I don't even know what it was, right? What was that?
Yeah, the communication was pretty bad. Like people didn't really understand. I didn't understand the golden bar.
Gentlemen, what's up?
They should have. They should have just not done it at that point. I felt like a little bit like my time was being wasted and taken from me. Like I didn't care.
See that?
I don't need to see them do whatever they were doing if they're not racing. I'm not interested in just watching them work out. I want to watch them race. Caller, hi.
That's fair.
What's up? What's up? Just calling in to kind of hijack the workout you guys will have.
Tell us.
Well, instead of giving you guys discounts, I'm just going to give you a listener $200.
Oh shit.
This is Paper Street Coffee calling in. Don't spell out the street, PAPERST coffee.com. Paperstcoffee.com. Hey, congrats on the store too, buddy. Pumped for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So
yeah.
I better make a sticky note of that. So today we'll let the winner of the workout pick someone from the chat or something and they get $200.
Yeah, just anyone in the chat, and then they'll message us through YouTube or through Instagram, and they'll get a $200 gift card. So at the end of the week, at the end of the 3 weeks, obviously it'll be a $600 total
that they'll be, someone will be getting. It could be the same person. Shit. What if the listener bribes the athlete that wins, and it could be the same person?
Okay, I love it.
Nice.
You could win up to $600 worth of free coffee. So today, after the event, Gabe has just ponied up free coffee. I'm gonna put this sticky here so I don't forget. It's not even
Sticky
really
has
sticky.
been stuck.
And so now I know. I'll put it right here on my keyboard.
Yeah, Paulina was going to reach out to, I think, Souza, but I was like, screw it. I'll just do it live. Let everyone know.
Oh, and thank you, Jenny. By the way, you want to use Born Primitive BP Open 20 for the discount. That's the discount code.
Mm-hmm.
I already bought some shorts and some shirts from them. Hopefully they're good. Sorry, Travis.
Hey, the shirts are great. The shirts are absolutely fantastic. You're gonna love them, and even after you wash them. I was a little concerned because it fit so well before I washed it, and then I washed it and it fit great.
No, coffee's doing so well. I wear a shirt once, I just throw it out.
Oh, nice. Baller! That and same socks and everything.
I only wear new shirts.
I'm fucking around. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. I'm excited for tonight. And Sevan, please don't hurt yourself doing this workout.
I know
you're old and fragile.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's important information. I'm gonna take it slow.
All right, I'll talk to you guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Oh, that's cool. Paper Street Coffee giving away $200. Hey, so that is the other thing too. Let me pull up my calculator here. So there's 180 movements, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait.
So,
Yeah.
Reps.
Reps, right? So if I take calculator, let me pull up my calculator.
While you're calculating, I just want to reiterate, like, if you guys are gonna buy these the Born Primitive shoes, like, literally do it right now, because I came on here to check them. They're going so fast, almost all the sizes are gone. So if you're sitting on the fence and like thinking you're gonna kick the can down the road and do them later, do not. Like, go right now and buy
Well,
it.
it's because the discount's so good.
Yeah, use the code BP Open 20.
Travis, hi from Vindicate.
I said to call in and say, Gabe, you're dead to me. Buy other people's clothing.
That's amazing.
Just kidding. Nope, I had to pull a Gabe and call in to say, I don't know if Tyler mentioned it yesterday. We teamed up with Heat One. We are giving away, for anybody who plays the Heat One app for the Open, each week we're giving away 5 free Heat One shirts.
Oh, nice.
To random players of the game. So get in there and support Heat One.
Thank you. And
plug.
make sure you go over there and get your CEO shirt too. There's if you want to make me happy, there's nothing that makes me more happy than when I see the Open and Caleb's like, look, there's someone wearing a CEO sweatshirt or CEO shirt in the background. I fucking love that.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
It makes me think
Cool Boy should have had one on yesterday. Though.
I know, what a douche. It makes me
Yeah.
feel
He had
like
all the
it makes me feel
time.
so cool when I see that. I'm easily
You are
influenced
cool.
like that. What's the code for Born
Influencer.
Primitive? The code is BP Open 20.
Yeah, BP Open 20.
All right,
Are
dude.
you guys? What are your thoughts on Friday Night Lights with people doing it at the gym while you guys are doing yours at the same time? You think it's going to hurt anything?
You're talking about the Talking Elite Fitness guys at the same time?
No. Like people at their gyms doing Friday Night Lights.
Oh,
when the live feed is going to go on.
I don't know. Maybe they'll have it on at their gym. I don't know. I'm not worried. I think
They should.
I think the show is going to be. Excuse me. I don't see Talking Elite Fit. Didn't Talking Elite Fitness say they were going to do something?
Aren't they doing something with your boy Brad?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Friday Night Lights, but I'm on their YouTube page and I don't see anything scheduled.
I
Usually
think
they produce everything, don't they?
I don't know. I thought that I saw they were going to do something.
And I think the Friday Night Lights thing too is like mostly East Coast out here. I mean, East Coast, West Coast. I think like East Coast and Central will probably be okay. They'll be ready to watch it.
True. Because what is it? Is it 5 o'clock West? What?
5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, no, West Coast time. 5
Oh,
West
shit,
Coast. So yeah, so most people
so
will
it'll be 7 o'clock in the Midwest. So
right, and 8 p.m. on East. So hopefully by that time,
Yeah.
we'll be in the thick of the Friday Night Lights at the gym.
Right
at my gym, but I'll have it up. I got a little setup in the office with my computer, and we'll have it playing on the TV while everybody's going. It'll be dope.
Oh yeah, see, so
Yeah,
like
so I'm
this
excited for it.
this stresses me out live in 8 hours. So now I'm like starting to get like mallow, like it's gonna be, I'm getting the Mal O'Brien effect. You know what I mean? Like the next 8 hours are gonna be like a little piece of me will be thinking about this the whole time.
Awesome.
Get your chalkboard ready. You gonna do a whole presentation for us?
No, God, I'm just gonna just kind of sit here and hide.
We'll do your thing. This is all on you.
It will be I'm not sure who's coming on live with me either. I know for sure it's John Young. But I haven't even figured that out. I'm a little disorganized.
Call Hiller. He's available.
I'm paralyzed. I like to use Hiller sparingly because it's so much star power. I don't want to like overuse it.
He's just blowing up. It's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah. Oh shit! Here we go.
Here we
Here we
go.
go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see.
What'd you say? Call me? What'd you say to me? Say something? Hey, shut up. What'd you call me?
Normally, I would think that's so cheesy, but I love it when Dallin says, "What'd you call me?" at the end.
Yeah. It's a perfect amount of cheese and hype at the same time.
His face looks pissed. He looks angry.
And I like all the sound effects. Did Will do that?
Yeah.
I love all the sound effects of like shit being thrown around.
All the breaking and fighting.
So here's the thing. It's 180 reps and you divide that by 15 and you get 12 reps a minute. So it starts with, so why not just do 12 snatches and then chill for the remaining 30 seconds?
Because that's not how that's going to work. You're going to need to bank that time.
You are?
Yeah, so you can move slowly. So like you're filling that 30 seconds of movement. Like you don't need to move faster than it. But I don't think that I wouldn't bake into your strategy that you're going to do it and then watch the clock and then like utilize that as rest.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. And then with like 3 minutes left, then just try to like, when you get to like 12 minutes, just be like, let the wheels fall off the bus.
No, because what's going to happen?
Don't game it?
No.
I don't even think that plan would work because typically when people do that, you're like in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to have these break points in this rest. And then the fatigue is going to catch up with you. That 30 seconds is going to start to go by like that. You're going to start to miss getting the work done that you need to in that window. And then your strategy is going to be fucked and you're going to have a hard time like maintaining and keeping it up. In this particular,
it's just, but it gets easy, but it gets easier. No,
it's not 180 reps straight.
I know, but you could do 12 snatches and then the next round you do 9 snatches and 2 burpees.
You could
know what I
try
mean?
it.
So now you have 12 and 12 and you're at 2 minutes. You're like,
I think you just need to make a consistent effort the whole way through.
Yeah.
all right,
Like consistently the same pace all the way through. It's gonna get shit.
Burn the ships.
Tape your thumbs. I don't need to tape my thumbs. Get with the programming. Take your panties off and go, Sevan. All right, fine.
Wear your holy leggings so you get some air. You'll be good.
That's a good point.
You'll be good.
Gonna need to off gas.
All right, guys. I'll let you go.
All right.
Later, Travis.
Later, buddy. Thank you, Travis from Vindicate.
I actually could just now hold and stabilize a 50-pound weight over my head.
Oh, yeah, you had you had a frozen shoulder, right? Basically, something like that.
It was like, I'm guessing it was a compressed nerve situation. Yeah, somebody asked if I went to the CrossFit for Health Summit. Yeah, it was the heart and soul of that bad boy. But
exactly. Not only did he go, he fucking organized that shit with Karin Thompson.
I fell asleep on the plane ride coming back, and when I reached up above my head to get my bag out, I think like my arm was at like 50% function, felt like it fell asleep. And the next morning when I woke up, I like literally couldn't lift it above my head.
See, so that's the thing I'm thinking about too. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and I really don't want to injure my bicep again. My bicep is not 100%, and so like, but I do want to do it. Yeah, I'm just torn. Just torn. And I don't know what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do?
Well, mine
I was
wasn't
also
like,
thinking about using 2 different dumbbells. I was thinking about using like a 50 in my right hand and a 25 in my left hand.
mine wasn't like mine was like a musculature like injury. Like it literally like somebody just like turned the light switch off on that muscle that I was using, and like I couldn't flex my biceps. So when I go to flex it like right here, it would still be like soft. Now I can again, and I have my like shoulder strength. But yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think it's just gonna fatigue really fast. So that'll be an issue for me.
Hey, what you need? Caller. It said spam risk.
Oh.
Hello? Hey, douche. All right.
Good talk.
You guys should see my biceps. They're massive. Speaking of massive biceps, did you guys see
I bet they are.
did you see in Instagram? Did you see Alex Gazan's biceps? I wonder if that photo is posted somewhere. Gazan. She is something. Oh, Jake Gazan pops up before Alex Gazan for me.
Wow.
Let me see. Maybe Jake posted it. No, he just got a bunch of. I love my wife pics. Alex Gazan. Alex Gazan. Let me see if I can find that. Her bicep is nuts, dude. Nope, it's not on here. Damn.
Where the fuck did that go?
Damn. She's posing with this girl. Maybe it's on the CrossFit Games. It is nuts.
She's like double bicepped up.
Dude, I would. If my arms look like that, my wife couldn't let me leave the house. I would never, ever wear a shirt with sleeves ever again. It is absolutely something to behold. Yeah. Dude, this is so bad. Why are these two pinned up here?
I don't think I'm supposed to say.
The CrossFit podcast that Chase hosts, I think had a record day yesterday. Even with the fail of the media team to push people there, they had 160,000, 180,000 live viewers, and then they didn't even link to the CrossFit podcast. That's an enormous miss. That's the kind of shit that I don't understand. Like if you care about your sponsors, if it's partnerships or you care about your sponsors, you would push them right over there. The whole object is to keep people engaged, and they just let them all fly. But it still had a great showing. I think it was still like some sort of record number for them, 6,000 views when I looked last night. But man, that's the kind of shit, man. If I'm whoever's in charge, man, I'd fire those people.
Yeah,
That's like working in a museum that sells Ming vases and you drop one. I mean, that is your biggest moment on media for the year, 24.1, and you don't parlay that 160,000 people into something. Holy shit.
And I didn't catch like the full thing of it. So you mean tell me they had all those people? Did they announce to move the traffic over there?
They did. They said, hey, go ahead and go to the CrossFit podcast next. But I would have fucking I would have posted it in the comments 100 times.
Yeah.
I would have posted it with fucking links. I would have put the CrossFit podcast on the same channel. You can't find the CrossFit podcast. You have to search for it like a fucking like a wingnut. It is
I mean, this is
it's just failed. It's just fail on every level. It fails for the affiliates. It fails for the training department. It fails for the games. It's like, dude, this is your audience. What do people like to call the games? The biggest marketing tool of the year for the games. If you want to view it like that, how do you not parlay that into just whatever your message wants to be? Instead of doing that workout where those people worked out and all that fluff in the beginning, why not run a couple emotional affiliate commercials? Why not hear a few fun things from Don? Why not? Hey, dude, I would have rather, to be completely honest with you, I would have rather have watched Dave do the first round of that workout as fast as he could. I'd have loved that. I'd have loved to see him and Don go against each other.
Oh,
as
that
hard
would
as
have
they
been amazing.
as hard as they can. And Nicole Carroll. Watching Nicole Carroll bury their asses.
Oh yeah, Nicole would have crushed him.
They don't got to do the whole thing, just the first round of 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just something.
It's hard not to.
It's just not fun. I just didn't have fun.
It's
Wasn't
hard not
having
to
fun.
think that some of that stuff, like, I mean, I'm guessing it's not, but it almost seems intentional. Like, it seems like there's either like a real lack of communication and like continuity between the team, like there's like roadblocking there, or it also just kind of seems like it's like, hey, I did my part of my job, so fuck, you're not like looking at it like the whole team, like, hey guys, how do we do this all together?
Well, I think it comes down to accountability. So if there was truly a boss at the top and that happened, someone would fucking get their shit slapped. They'd get slapped across the face. That's what used to happen to me.
Yeah.
If you fucked up, there was a spelling error on the front end, or the affiliate commercial wasn't good for the games, fucking someone would crack me. And there's just someone has to take just crazy ownership for that shit. Like, hey, this is the goal. You remember last year, the Open was a complete fucking shit show. And the head of the department that year, I saw the email, sent out an email congratulating them on what a success it is. It's like, what?
Yeah, because they're part
and
of
I'm also, if I'm working at CrossFit, I want to know what the fuck's going on with the views. How the fuck do the views go from 50,000 to 80,000 to 160,000 down to 30,000? Something's not right there either. I've never seen that on our station.
Yeah, that should definitely be figured out what was happening. Right?
The back and forth by 50.
Spammed.
Say that again.
Except for that one time when we got spammed.
Right. With all the porn.
No. Remember that time there was just a shitload of comments that came pouring in? And somebody had like bought us comments or something crazy. And we were just like, what is happening? And it was just random comments.
Was that a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting note. Anyway, all that shit is like weird to me. But at the end of the day, once I got to the announcement, I was very happy. I enjoyed the announcement. I enjoyed the race. I'd like to had a little post interview, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, I better not be worried about their shit. I better be worried about our shit tonight.
Yeah. We got to pull ours off, huh?
5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We ran a test yesterday. Bryson Del Monte was kind enough to do the workout for us. He absolutely obliterated it. Great job. So our test run, I think it was flawless. I was really happy with it.
Yeah, it was great.
So I expect nothing but the same today, and then hopefully have some special guests. And then don't forget, also, we have a Saturday show. I do believe that there's a strong chance that Ricky Garrard will make a presence on our Saturday show.
Cool.
And Alex Kazan. So that should be cool.
And what time was that show? I heard you guys discussing it.
Late.
That got pushed to the evening, right?
7 p.m. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you. Love you guys. See you guys tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget capeptides.com and the BP Open 20 for your discount code of Born Primitive. And it should be pretty easy to win the $200 of coffee. And you know what's crazy is you can kind of stuff the ballot box. I'm not saying you make stupid chats, but it's basically going to be picked from the chat. So the more chats you have, more likely you win the prize.